Today I'm going to talk about my favorite Bond girls. There have been many Bond girls to appear on our screens, but only a few have left a lasting impression. There are definitely two categories to my favorite Bond girls. The first one is based on looks only. The Bond girls I find extremely attractive are Tatiana Romanova, Lupe Lamora, Solitaire, Pussy Galore, and Fiona Volpe. The next category is based on well-developed characters. So here are my top 5 favorite Bond girls. Number 5. Enya Amasova, who is also known as Agent XXX. Her character is interesting. She works for the KGB and Bond killed her boyfriend. Yet, she still falls in love with Bond. I guess no one can resist his charm. Even though she spends time with Bond, you can tell that her loss has an impact on her. You can see the pain in her eyes after her boyfriend dies, and it seems like she has quite the story to tell herself. And I think that her role was so believable because of Barbara Bach's great acting. She's not just sexy, but makes the character interesting, tries to outmaneuver Bond, and oftentimes is more knowledgeable than him about vital information. Number 4. Melina Havelhawk. She's beautiful, independent, and Bond's equal. Her character is well developed. Her parents were killed, fueling her desire for revenge. She seems to carry the weight of her tragic loss throughout the movie as she grieves for her murdered parents. The crossbow is her weapon of choice as she waits for her opportunity to get revenge. This was such a cool weapon for her character and it made her so much sexier. I also appreciate how she helps Bond when he needs her, like when she goes into a mini-submarine with him to retrieve the attack, a device used by the Brits to control nuclear weapons. And lastly, I can tell that Bond truly cares about her. They both play their roles so well that their relationship is convincing. Number 3. Domino. Her motivation for helping Bond is human. Amelia Largo, who works for Spectre, killed her brother and she wants to get her revenge. Ultimately, she ends up saving Bond's life while killing Largo, a man who has kept her as a mistress. This motivation created a good plot, along with the nuclear weapons plot, for this movie. As I've mentioned in other videos, this plot is one of my favorite in the series, threatening the use of nuclear weapons in exchange for money. Domino willingly compromises her safety to help Bond and get revenge. She becomes heavily involved in it. Bond girls play the role that they are given. And sometimes, those roles are annoying. Domino does not have one of those roles. She seems natural on screen and I actually believe in her character. She was given a good, well-rounded role to play. And she played it well. Lastly, Domino and Bond share a special chemistry that isn't often seen between Bond and most women. Number 2. Madeleine Swann. I'm not usually into blondes, but I can't deny that Lisa Seydoux is beautiful. Her character's relationship with her criminal father is complicated. Her character is founded on this complex patriarchal relationship. Furthermore, she's a psychologist, showing that she is extremely intelligent and wants to help people. She also knows how to fight and isn't afraid to. She isn't dependent on Bond to save her, but, of course, he does on several occasions. However, I don't feel like it was clear whether Madeleine and Bond are truly in love. There are strong feelings between them, but every girl falls for Bond and he always acts like he is in love too, like with Cara Malova in The Living Daylights. I'm interested to see where they take their romance in the next film, if her character returns. A lot of James Bond fans are comparing Madeleine to Tracy, as they share many similarities in their character. They are both daughters of criminals, both are connected to Blofeld, both fall in love with Bond, and both ride off into the sunset with Bond promising to quit his position as 007. I guess you can see where I'm going with this. Number 1. Tracy Bond. Since George Lazenby didn't have acting experience, they had to hire an actress to play Tracy who would help him along. In comes Diana Rigg, who brought the role to life. To me, she plays the type of woman that you bring home to your mother. She is graceful and elegant, independent and thoughtful. And of course beautiful. Furthermore, she is the only wife of James Bond. This is probably the most significant part of her character for me. It's rare that we see James Bond fall in love. And in this case, he doesn't just fall in love, he wants to spend the rest of his life with this woman and marries her. She's Bond's equal. She can defend herself and shows no fear in the face of danger. I enjoy the fact that she is independent and doesn't need Bond to save her. In fact, we see her save Bond a couple of times, like when she helped Bond escape from Blofeld. And I just appreciate how they both need each other's help sometimes. Lastly, her character is vulnerable, giving her a three-dimensional, complex character. She is troubled by past events as shown by her suicide attempt. She has deep unresolved issues with her father, resulting in a number of tragic mistakes on her part. It takes Bond some time to break through that hardened exterior wall she has built. This makes the Bond girl character an actual person, instead of a good-looking girl in a bikini. I like when the series allows the leading ladies to have well-developed, important roles. I really believe although Vesper Lynd, Bond's lady in Casino Royale, was Bond's first love, that he loves Tracy more. My main reason for this is that Tracy was the only girl that Bond married. His marriage shows that he cares about her more and that he wanted to spend his entire life with her. So there you have it. Those are my top 5 favorite Bond girls. I want to know what you think. Who are your favorite Bond girls? Leave a comment below and let me know.